See, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be the best possible version of ourselves. Not at all. But when we approach it from a consciousness that we're not okay, that we're flawed, that we're in need of being fixed somehow, that just reinforces a false notion that we're not enough. And that's what the universe reflects back to us, not enoughness. It is the place from which we begin our journey of personal and spiritual growth that determines our results. It's the place from which we approach our journey of personal and spiritual growth that makes the difference. I think I've shared with many of you the moment that I got this, my aha moment was years ago when I was in California and at Agape, and I was in the professional practitioner training program. And I remember talking to a teacher and making excuses for myself because I couldn't do a certain practice they were recommending or whatever. And I said to my teacher, well, I'm a work in progress. And he looked me right in the eyes and he said, Victoria, you are not a work in progress. You are a masterpiece unfolding. That's the consciousness we want to embrace, that we are a masterpiece unfolding. Think of Michelangelo and how he responded when asked, how do you create such magnificent, enormous, perfect sculptures, huge sculptures out of a single piece of marble? And he said, I see the figure in the marble and I work to remove everything that's covering it up in order to set him free. So that masterpiece that is us, the divine self that we are, our magnificence is complete already. It's already complete within us. And it's just a matter of removing what's covering it up. It's not a matter of fixing or changing or adding anything. It's a matter of removing what's covering it up. And we want to do that gently, right? We want to be gentle with ourselves. Do this process gently. And gently removing each piece and lovingly laying it down and blessing it, blessing each piece for the role that it played in our awakening, because I guarantee you, everything plays a role in our awakening. That much I have learned. And so we want to bless it. And it's interesting. It's the flaws in the marble that make it interesting, right? The flaws or the characteristics that make marble marble. And that those are created, geologically speaking, they're created by intense pressure on the stone, like over eons. Intense pressure create those sort of, flaws, characteristics, the thing that we love about the marble, the thing that makes it beautiful. So how do we honor those intense experiences in our lives that have carved a deep wound in us? How do we begin to see that those flaws are really interesting characteristics that have made us uniquely beautiful, that propel our growth? So I will be leading an exercise in the book study group on Thursday that will sort of walk you through that. So make sure you register for that so we can send you the link and the study guide. You see, the whole idea is that the original sin, really, we're born into this upside down world where we believe we're separate from source, separate from each other, separate from our good, that there's not enough, that we're not enough, that everything we want is outside of us and we have to get that. And so what happens is that we develop coping mechanisms in order to navigate ourselves through this upside down world. So when we realize that, really realize that, it opens the door for self-compassion. We can open to self-compassion, and that right there, that's the entryway. That's the route into loving and accepting ourselves completely as we are right now, the fullness of us, and loving where we are, honoring our journey thus far. And all of that, see, all of that allows our magnificence to emerge.